Mga to sa kanya.
Trevor? Where's Trevor? Can somebody call Trevor? Toby. Here. Here, guys. Yeah. Hi, guys. Okay.
Sorry guys today. So find out. Before we do, I've got a serious one to say today. So just finishing out.
Nindot sa front seat, oh. Wow.
For everyone in that front waiting bay, please keep on moving down as far as you possibly can. This bus is not your bus. It will be here very shortly though, so thank you.
Everybody, say hi. Me, Mamiling.
So your bus has arrived. And a few quick reminders before we get you on board. There is no food or drink allowed on board with the exception of water. So if you do have anything else, please pop it away in a bag or in a bin. As you're boarding the bus today, please leave those doorway seats clear so that others can enter on behind you. And please sit with your family group so that other families can put together as well. We also ask that children under the age of 4 are seated on a parent or guardian's lap throughout the duration of the tour. And if everyone could take a big step back away from those grey gates. Once again, guys, a big step back away from the grey gates. Thanks for listening, everyone, and have a great safari.
Here, asa ka?
There's the pinakadulo na kayo.
Okay.
Ay!
Sa likod guys, sa likod, ang nindot, sa likod. Here. Hoy, dito magbuwag ha? Hoy, dito magbuwag. Sa likod, kinindot. Sa likod, kinindot. Makakuha mo, kita rin tanan.
Ito ang pinakaluyo ang target.
Yeah. Say hi. Kinsinan.
Ah, sit next to mama. Toby, lingkod diri. Tristan and Toby. Diri mo.
Anak ko din sa window kasi.
Or dito ka sa pinaka-corner. Okay, back. Kung animuhan na to
Sige.
na
Kuya. I'll go first there, kuya.
Okay, baka picture siya sa back o sa side uncle.
Okay.
Sit sila, tapat sila ni Kuya.
Sorry.
Sorry. Mag-vlog man sa. Tristan, you can sit next to Toby and then Toby. Is there room in front of you back? No, dali ka here. Dali ka.
Yeah, kuya.
Go do. Stand up. I don't want
Hello.
Are you going to move? You want to move to the... Yeah, we might move. Oh, yeah, okay. After the first let's come here. Is that dangerous? So, dito kuya. Dito na.
Pwede ka din ma.
Sa mukan sa... There, you can see everything. Sa ito pa din. Adili ka.
Kans. Oh, ikaw mag-photo mga. Dude, can you do this one so I can take shots?
Asa ka ma?
Actually, I can do it.
Ito pa sa kilid. See guys, before we start ang car. Okay.
Ate, sit down.
Kali.
Ate.
Toby, wait. Excuse me.
Kal.
Sit down.
Oh my God, don't be quiet, Kal.
I couldn't hear her.
We were telling you.
I'm deaf. Have you forgotten? I'm deaf. Ganun ka dito? Buto na siya na
You're dead, you should have it.
Ato ka sa kilid ka. Para naka-view. Ato ka sa kilid ka. May nag-live siya. Ano ka ba? Para wala na lingkod. Para nindot ibig sa ako na magiging monster up yan. Siguro sa Pili ka, Tristan. Pili ka sa mga para that's pretty good. That's right. Wait, ako na lang po nag-selfie. Buang ang mutanan. You guys are like hating on me for being deaf.
Oh, dakan pa kayo bakante, oh. Sakasakay. Ha?
Ano man na?
Ano ba dakan, oh?
Group mong group. Wala pa yung mga
Woohoo!
Yeah. Same with
Good morning and welcome aboard, everybody.
My name is Zoe. I'm going to be your safari guide for today. If you can hear me, can you please give a big wave out the window? Big wave out the window.
Yes.
Amazing. Hey, do we have any Zoom members with us today? Hands up if you're a Zoom member. Hands on your head if you're a Zoom member. Lick your elbow if you're a Zoom member. Got a few of you there. Okay guys, before we do kick off our safari adventure, I have a few very important reminders. If you do have any hats, glasses, phones or children, make sure you hold on to them very tight. If they do drop out of the window, you may not be able to stop to retrieve them. Now, if you're in those back carriages, carriage 2, 3 and 4, you'll notice that at the front there is a safety emergency number. That number will put you in contact with me if there is a medical emergency. For those of you in the front carriage, simply come up to the driver's window and let me know. Now we are going to journey into the homes of many exciting and rare animals today. So it's important we remember to remain respectful, keeping our voices down and seeing what everybody's up to today. But very fitting for the weather we have at the moment, we're going to start together in the arid zone. The arid zone is home to animals from across the globe, Africa, Asia, North America, and they're all used to habitats that are often very dry or very open.
Yeah, give it to me.
Now as we come around, some very keen-eyed people have already spotted our gorgeous North American bison. We have our older group we're passing now. We'll see the younger ones in a moment or two, but you might notice they're not looking as handsome as usual. They're still shedding what's left of their winter coats, getting ready for the warm weather we're having. And that coat is very important in the winter time, helps them keep them warm, keep them dry. That's something we find around the world in a number of arid areas, although it's very hot and dry in the day or during the summer, very cool or often very wet in the winter or at night. So see our younger bison here, just gotten some lunch. They seem very excited about it, that's for sure. Now we're so lucky to be able to meet our lovely bison here today. They were a species that was almost hunted to extinction when North America was colonised. Luckily we've seen them in the last few decades returned to their native ranges. And not only has the bison returned, but because these big beautiful animals are there keeping the grass short and the ground nice and patted down to stop erosion, we've seen another few dozen animals return to those ranges as well. Now it looks like our animals have got the right idea when it comes to cooling off. Have a look on our left hand side. You can see our scimitar horned oryx. Now they're from the north of Africa where it's very hot and very dry. So they have a range of techniques for keeping cool. One is their beautiful white colour. White reflects heat, and that's one of the ways they stay nice and cool. Our camels in the middle there, well, when we think of an animal that's used to the warm weather, camels are often what comes to mind. And their techniques, well, they're not quite as pleasant as a lovely light colouring. One of their favourite ways to make sure they stay hydrated is they have a large crease from their nose to their mouth, which means that any time they get some snot, it'll run down that crease into their mouth and they can drink it. So if you're ever feeling a bit thirsty, maybe you can take a leaf out of the camel's book.
There's a horse on the right.
And on our other side, we have our gorgeous Taki or Mongolian wild horse.
Wow, that is
Now, this animal was once declared extinct in the wild. It's only in the last few decades they've been returned. It's pretty exciting thanks to breeding around the world at zoos and sanctuaries. Their wild population has risen from 0 to around 2,000. It's pretty exciting. You can see we're part of that breeding program. Our two youngest are Batar and Sargan, beautiful Mongolian names. See if you can spot Dad. Although he's from a bit of an earlier time, his name is Ronald.
Look like aloe vera. Mainly aloe vera. It's a lot of orange.
Now you can see in our arid zone it is quite dry here at this time of year, and that's similar to a lot of different habitats around the world.
What happened?
We see an increase in extreme climate events like droughts. A lot of our animals are having a bit of a tough time out in the wild. There's not enough food or water to go around, and waterways in particular can be places of conflict between different animals or between humans and animals as well. We are going to journey now from our arid zone into a place that's a little bit more wet. Meet a few of our animals that rely very heavily on these waterways for their survival.
Don't try.
Now that's one way to keep cool, that's for sure.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's a hippo.
Oh my gosh, I want you to come out.
Careful not to drop your phone.
Now we just met past some of our two hippos, and we'll head now into the rest of our waterhole. And you'll notice as we cruise around, not only is our waterhole home to a number of zoo animals, but we've got a large amount of locals who've decided to move on in as well. Looking down on our left though, you'll see our gorgeous female ostrich group. You can tell they are the girls because, well, they're a little bit uglier than the boys. Like many bird species, it is the male that has the vibrant colours to help him attract a date. The girls instead, they are this grey or brown colour. We'll meet a few of the boys later on. You'll be able to spot the difference almost immediately.
It's funny, it's a good information.
Now, one of the main conflicts for animals around waterways, especially when there's drought and there's less and less space for everybody to live in, is conflict with farmers and livestock. Obviously, farmers need to feed their families by raising their animals, and animals need to survive by utilising the same spaces where these farmers will raise their animals. In Africa, especially in parts of northern Kenya where it is very dry, lots of droughts, this can lead to a range of problems. When farmers bring their cattle down to the waterhole, they'll have conflicts with lions and with hippos. So here at the zoo, we've been helping to put an end to this sort of conflict, and one of the ways we've been doing that is by partnering up with the local Malacca community and with the women in those communities who make this beautiful beaded jewellery. So if you go to our gift shop on your way out, you can check out this jewellery. The women produce it over in Africa, we sell it here, which means they don't have to rely on cattle to support their families, to send their kids to school, so there's more space for the lions and the hippos to run around in the wild undisturbed. Now, given the time of year, I know it can be tempting, but these aren't reindeer, no, they are an antelope species. This is our black buck antelope, which is a little bit confusing when none of them are black, but we'll meet our bachelor group after we cross the bridge, and you'll see where they get that name. An adult male, thanks to all his testosterone, will be a completely different colour with very impressive black horns. The male that was with this group here was very dedicated to the survival of his species, had around 13 babies last year, so now he has been retired. Off to hang out with the rest of our bachelors, as his genetics are very well represented in our population here.
The animals are much freer. Much freer than the... That's why you
Now we are just going to pause here for one moment, let that gate close behind us. I don't feel like going on a wild ostrich chase anytime soon. Now when we make our way across the bridge, you're going to get a wonderful view of the Werribee River. Home to birds, fish and a few wild platypus. This area here is also really important to the traditional custodians of the lands and waters we're on today. Members of the Kulin Nation would come down to this space here for political gatherings, social meetings and for trade. We're lucky here at the zoo to be working closely with some local elders to learn from their tens of thousands of years of knowledge on caring for country and the animals that live on it. So as we come along, some of you may have already spotted our Texas longhorn cattle. And they give you an idea of how big cattle can be all around the world. They are distantly related to the cattle we found over in Africa. And as we make our way down to the savannah, we can see our bachelor group of blackbuck as well, some of the younger boys.
There.
But as we do make our way down to the savannah, we'll be able to hear a bit more about how groups around the world are helping farmers, livestock and animals live in harmony in the habitats they share.
Yeah, got all.
Now, one of the beautiful organisations we're partnered here with at Zoos Victoria is Rhino Fund Uganda. And here is a recreation of one of their outposts you can find in the wilds of Uganda over in Africa. Now, the rangers who work for this organisation work 6 days a week, 12-hour days, following the rhinos on foot to protect them from poachers. Speaking of rhinos, we're going to journey now down into our African savannah. It is a beautiful day today, and all our animals will be out and about, relaxing in the sun. So as we head down, I'm going to pull back on the talking a little bit so we can enjoy their company and soak up the atmosphere.
Whoa!
I hope it's. Oh my god. You can feed them?
Oh yeah, if we did that. Oh yeah, we could have done that. There's so many giraffes.
They're lying down. It's so cute.
There's over there.
Oh, where?
There's
Flying?
Salayo.
Oh.
We'll be going there.
Yeah.
It will be in this side, so it's good for Jason. This is Mother Nature.
You see that?
Look at that out to your left.
See that small car over there? That's the $50 dog food.
Mother Nature. You see, we go to the secret as well. It's nice. I have this, what you call that, in the flower dome. See that rainforest? Sunflower. You go to Philippines, swing by Singapore.
There's a monkey. Watch out for your cousins, Ira, huh? They're hanging in the tree.
Wow.
That's the monkeys.
You know, we just missed your family members. They were there in the water.
Where are they? Oh, Hippo 1 and Hippo 2.
Are you all related? So, what's the question?
Yeah. Head to your left and look at the gorge, you know? Look at the plane. Wow. It's like Africa. Ito naman mo Africa, di ba?
No, I haven't.
Safari.
Yeah, that would be the ultimate.
But a real safari.
That's why I put a wheel
Oh,
already.
safari, yeah.
Like what, around 4?
I made a wheel already. Because if you travel a lot.
Cats, wide shot, oh. Get the plane, Cats. To your left. Flat. Face left ba? Kanang plane ba, oh? The view, that way, oh. That view. Take a shot of that. Yeah. Make sure you're on 12, huh? Make sure you're on 12. Wide. You can just crop later.
Is your camera the same as that?
With your phone.
Wala ka so, forest ka so? Cats, forest to the left.
Told me about that, but you have to tell him.
But which one is better?
Just get the forest. Yeah. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Because the thing with County you do video, with video is when you hear the vocal, you can hear vocal. I'm not turned down. Especially full face, so
Alright, we're going to go for a bit of a cruise to meet the rest of our animals on the planet.
ostrich.
Just remember everybody, if you would like to have
Fish them off there.
some lovely experiences with our animals, it is important we stay nice and quiet as we come up to them.
Did you see the zebras?
Then you swim by it's near.
Yeah, I need $10,000
Why do you can always come back? It's near.
No, really.
It's near. There's always fish. Fares are very cheap. And this.
Oh, here at your left hand.
This one there.
That's what's okay. See me here.
I think I saw the one that paid $50.
Yeah.
Eric did that as well. He did it to me like close, up close. You know, Eric buys anything expensive.
Yeah.
He's unlike
Now,
him.
after us, we're getting a tasty snack, and then over on this side here we have one of our fellas relaxing. Now, it might look like a good idea
Hold from here.
rest in some food.
Don't drop it,
It's
huh?
actually very, very smart. He is sitting in a big pile of rhinoceros poo, which means that if a hungry lion was to try and sniff out a tasty giraffe snack, instead all he would smell was a big stinky rhino.
There, Uncle Jason.
Where? Oh, rhino poo. Ed, rhino poo, Ed.
Told Toby to delete it.
We're going to pass now our male ostriches. Notice how much darker they are than the girls we saw before. Very handsome.
Yeah, put this on your wrist.
They missed the other animal.
You left hand there. And hold it. Take a shot together side by side like that.
I can do one.
GoPro?
It's okay, Naira, because I will take it back anyway.
What are those birds?
Now, as we come past our group of eland, antelope species, you'll see a very important piece of technology here at the zoo. What we call giraffe-proof fencing. As we come past this next group of trees on our right-hand side, you'll notice there's a fence around them, with wires on the top but not on the bottom. This allows our zebra and our antelope and our waterbuck to go into the shade and relax, but it doesn't let our very greedy giraffe in to eat all the leaves of the trees. If they had it their way, they would eat themselves silly. And right on the edge of the eland group there, you can see little Hercules, our newest addition.
Oh.
He is named so as when he was born. Regularly, you're looking at about 24 to 28 kilos. Little Hercules was 32 kilos when he was born. Now, we met our family group of oryx
Side by side.
earlier. Time to meet the fellas. Looks like we've got a bit of an oryx traffic jam up ahead, so we'll take our time.
Yeah, I got 3 of them. I got 2 of them inside.
Excuse me, don't drop it, huh? Which one? Which one?
Let's go, boys.
It's blocking our way.
They do love to remind us who runs the show here at the zoo.
The rhino.
No, number.
Okay, now everybody, I have a big favour to ask. If you would like to spend some time with our rhinos, I need you to stay as quiet as possible. You see, rhinos have terrible eyesight and they rely on their hearing. So as we go past our rhinos, I want you to have a look at their ears, flicking back and forth, listening in to who's on board. Good job, everyone. Stay nice and quiet and look at those ears.
Hold this one here. Don't drop it.
See those ears? bit like a radio dish. Flipping around.
That's why I'm trying to
Well done, everyone. Staying nice and quiet. Got to see our gorgeous rhinos up nice and close. Two of our girls and one of our males out there. The male a lot more interested in the girls than they are in him, that's for sure. Now, we've been driving around our savannah. You'll notice there's a lot of open spaces here for our animals to enjoy, to roam around, nice and safe. But rhinos in the world have been a bit of a trickier time. In the wild, they are losing a lot of habitat. And where they do live, poachers will hunt them for their horns. But Rhino Fund Uganda, as we mentioned before, is doing awesome work protecting these rhinos. Not only are they protecting them from poachers, but they're working with local communities to get them involved in their protection as well. In their rhino sanctuary, Zero Sanctuary, they will graze around 5,000 local cattle every day. So now instead of having conflict with the farmers over habitat, they have allies who will help them look out for broken fences and helicopters and anybody suspicious looking to poach the rhinos. Thanks to that, they have now a very, very secure population of rhinos in an area where once they were hunted to. And any of our zoo members on board, that partnership, being able to support Rhino Fund Uganda and the work they do, is thanks to your support of us here at the zoo. Our members are what enable us to do long-term planning and help to support these fantastic international courses. Now those of you in the back carriage, we're going to do a bit of teamwork. Can you please wave your arms out the window when that gate behind us is fully closed?
$50 more. How much is that? So we're on the small. That's what the seriously adventure is.
Ito sa
Alright, good job, back carriage. Let's get going.
We've been here already, but
Yeah, we're going back. They were just old.
just come closer pa din matagal. Like here, ba? No lion, guys.
No lion.
No lion.
No lion.
No lion.
Otherwise, they'll be coming after us. Because we're
Oh, this is perfect. Early New Year's.
Got in a small truck, they got beaten up already. I saw the whole story, they beaten up. I have no idea. That was, like, I think one of them got beaten up. Yeah, but it's not a safari. Yeah, lion is going to be.
Now, looks like it's time for lunch for our Nyala antelope over on the left.
Oh.
Now, as we've made our way around the safari course today, we've learned a little bit about what people are doing around the world to protect animals through extinction. But as the head of Rhino Fund Uganda told us last time we went over to visit, Lieutenant Raymond Opio said his dream that everybody around the world has conservation in their hearts. And coming into the summertime, especially with the weather tomorrow, things you can do are incredibly simple to help support our local wildlife. Things like leaving out dishes of water for our wildlife in the warmer weather can make a whole world of difference for birds, lizards, and a whole range of mammals like koalas and possums as well. As you journey around the walking trail, you'll see a number of examples of what your water dishes can look like. And always an easy thing to do to become a conservation hero yourself. But let's journey back into the safari station now, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me, and a special thank you to our zoo members as well.
Boy, you want the lion.
There's no elephant, there's no lion, there's no orangutan. Like it's having the tree here on the line.
Yeah, I know on the other side of the cage doctor, they're dangerous animals.
If you would like to continue the support of fighting extinction,
Everybody's like go down.
the other things you can do is check out food feeded items in our gift shop. Look into our website for other campaigns. But I'm now going to pull into the station and release you into the wild so you can enjoy the rest of your day, and remember to stay cool over this holiday period.
You got lions here, all the families are full faithful. It's lunchtime. It's lunchtime.
Rans, wala ko dala na. Thank you.
I think there's somebody outside within the zoo itself.
Just tell you for a while, sir.
You have the map.
May,
don't have it?
mo kao, May? May,
It's not in your pocket.
bagotin mo kao? Bagotin ka nun? Ano pa rin? Oh. Yeah. Hey, hangin tayo.
Where did it fell? Would you like to get it down?
Ato lang.
Okay, you suicide there.
You don't have the map? The big
Atong suwayag hangyo kung mo replace mo sila.
Bili na kanya. Announcement sila before naman.
Ano yan lang sila?
Bili na nila yung
Okay.
Oh, but
Kuha na lang to me, donations sa wildlife extinction.
They probably would just sell it.
Yeah, for sure.
Kung nawa pa na
Keep na mo yung Ira, yung hat. So, to the one who saw Simba, raise your hand. Yeah?
Yeah, so scary. Simba's so scary. Where? Claws are so sharp.
Ah, you saw Simba.
Scary ka ay ano siya roar.
Hear me roar. I'll make sure nothing's left, huh? Cell phones, etc., etc. Ama, she's got the wide lens. Picture ito siya, Gans.
Si Ira na lang kay mas na. Ayun na hindi lang sa. Get the giraffe. Tama na po kay Hero.
better hurry up for the fourth move.
Okay na kaya maday nangin na niya. That's why wa siya kanina nagkakadun.
Yeah, wait, go.
Oh, jump. On go.
Go.
Ali picture ta din.
Ito shot. Ito. No, I'm good.
Where's the next one?
Picture ta. Ayun dali. Dali picture
Huh?
ta. Dali kay nila ka na sila. Kita nila si mo dito. Hungry na